Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Future Soldier is a third-person tactical action game. It's a lot different than the original Ghost Recon, and it's a lot different than Advanced Warfighter. So how is it?
On my mark, 3, 2, 1.
Ghost Recon Future Soldier is sort of a mixed bag. You can run through a mission completely stealth, and you can run through a mission completely guns blazing, and you could shoot anyone. And it's pretty cool because I was a big fan of the original Ghost Recon, where it was very stealthy,
Very slow.
and very slow and tactical and slow paced. And with the Advanced Warfighter, I loved the all out gun battle. So it's cool. I can bounce back and forth between the two, and I can decide what I actually feel like doing. And certain times I feel like doing this, and other times I feel like just going through and killing everyone. And you can go through a mission not even firing one shot. Like, that's how stealthy you can get.
It's pretty impressive. It's really nice though that like you can choose how you want to take a mission.
Yeah.
And like the fact that shows how much the rest of the game is really kind of versatile and customizable, from the guns to, but we'll get to that later, but to how you actually go through a mission.
Yeah.
But as much as it is really cool and you have a lot of control, at the same time it's all really simple. It's very simplified and streamlined, which, you know, we've been speaking against streamlined, dumbed-down games, but for Ghost Recon Future Soldier, it kind of works, yeah.
I remember when I first started showing this game, they started talking about all like the tech that you have at your disposal. I was thinking like, oh, it's like too much. I don't know how they're gonna,
it's so
like, pull it off. I remember like looking at like the first like few gameplay
like
videos
drones and radar and stuff,
and like all like the technology shit that was going on, just like the rings around your guns. Like I remember seeing like early gameplay footage. I was just like, oh, like I was like, this is like
too much.
There's too much future for me. Like there's gonna be way too much to remember, way too much to do. But it's
really simple.
Yeah, it's
really well
easy.
done. Even like controlling a drone is like really easy. Squad tactics and commands are really, really simple. You actually, for a lot of the game, you're not the squad leader, and you don't even really point your troops where you want them to go. They move forward. They do everything they need to do.
You get orders.
If anything, they're waiting for you. You got to do,
And like this is like one of the first games where the AI to me isn't completely useless.
Yeah.
Like there'll be times where you're picking out your shots, and your guy like, oh, like there's a guy at like 9 o'clock, and you look. There's a guy.
And the best is
and it's like I would have just gone forward. I would not have seen him. That guy probably would have ruined my whole thing.
And it's cool too if you get if you tag it and get one of your squad mates to aim at this guy. If this guy's on patrol and he's moving around, your squad mate will sneak around and get into position to still be able to shoot him in the face.
And just to add on that, the whole like lining up shots is really cool.
Lining up, and the way you time them.
All four of you like take aim at once, and then you shoot at the same time. They all, it's so cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's so cool.
It has been done before. I can't remember in what, but here it's really fun. It's simple. Yeah, it's like no problem.
I love to do it. Like I don't have to go out of my way to do it. I just go right button, right button, right button, right button. Cool, pull, dead.
Now for the story, there really kind of isn't one. I don't really know what's going on. It's just terrorists, and you gotta get them.
I mean, games like this, the story are never too remarkable, if there even is a story. Yeah, I mean the game is so fun that it doesn't even I didn't pick up Ghost Recon thinking I was gonna be playing a story like Max Payne, you know?
Yeah.
Like I wasn't expecting a story. I was expecting shooting dudes in the face.
The problem for me though is that it kind of gets in the way. The cutscenes, there's a lot of them. They're pretty long. The briefing story cutscenes are really ugly and really not fun to watch. But what bothers me the most is they give you a briefing before a mission, and then a lot of times halfway through a mission, you'll call your like satellite guy, and he'll look down on you and like talk to you, and then it turns into a whole other briefing cutscene in the middle of a mission, and it really breaks immersion for me, and I was really kind of pissed at that.
Yeah, that's definitely something that they could have done like in like a HUD, which they actually did in like Advanced Warfighter. Remember how you were in a mission and then like a little screen would pop up in the right
on the
corner,
side,
and it would be either someone talking to you or like a newscast.
Yeah,
like they could have easily put that in, especially like if you're going through that mission through like a big firefight, you're like, oh, like the adrenaline's pumping, you're like,
and then it just stops abruptly.
And you gotta
watch this cutscene of a map.
You gotta put the controller down and wait, and they're not quick either.
No, they're not.
They're like,
it's just a map and a guy talking, and it's so terrible.
Another complaint I have about the game is at times it kind of feels like it's just a shooting gallery, where the enemies are kind of just running around, barely shooting at you, and you just
Pop 'em.
take them out. But there are times where the enemies, like, especially like when they're on like a mounted gun, you're like pinned.
Yeah, I've actually been
yeah,
pinned pretty hard.
there are times where you can't.
Even in multiplayer too.
And when you are pinned, they have like the cinematic cameras where it gets close to you, and then you're like the camera's like shaking.
Yeah, it's
and there's,
very
like,
hairy.
dust flying
It's
up.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, it has its moments visually, like that, like you said. There's a lot of cool particle effects and stuff like that. But for the most part, the game kind of looks like crap. It doesn't look very polished at all.
I agree with you to a certain extent. The character models like are horrible. Like the facial, like
Besides
expression-
yours.
Yeah, besides, well, even yours. I mean, like facial wise.
Yeah,
not
but,
bad.
like, yeah.
But in game, it's not that bad, honestly. Like,
No.
like your character model looks
Yeah,
good.
when you're just walking around,
Yeah.
the sun hits you. it
The
looks good.
environments look cool, look really good as long as you don't get close and try to look at it.
Yeah.
You know, like it doesn't. I mean, it definitely could look better for a game in this age.
Yeah.
But it's not.
It's smooth.
Horrible,
It's
you know?
smooth, and that's what matters.
Exactly.
It runs smooth. And it looks decent. So after SOCOM 4 came out, there was kind of like a little void left in us. SOCOM wasn't very good, and we had wanted a third-person, slow-paced tactical action game to play, and we haven't really found one good enough yet. Ghost Recon multiplayer kind of fills that niche. Whatever.
Fills that niche. The Ghost Recon multiplayer is an awesome change of pace. It's not like, Call of Duty where it's just run and gun and hope that
Or
you
Max
kill.
Payne.
Or Max Payne. Max Payne works. This is like I actually want to put on my headset when I play. Like,
Yeah.
Like the match that I was playing last night with him. It was very like everyone was working together. Like we got like choke points and we held
Team-based
it.
objectives,
And,
yeah.
yeah, and like if you work together, the game is so much cooler. And it's not like fast paced. It's really like you want to sneak up on people. When you get like a stealth kill, you feel awesome. When you get a sniper kill, you feel like the man.
There are
And-
action bits. Like, it gets a little intense a lot of times.
And I was gonna say there are times where like we got pinned down last night.
Yeah, like a firefight where you actually get pinned.
We actually couldn't pop out for cover.
Yeah.
Like I remember the dude next to me popped out and he
got
just
taken out. It's cool.
I was just like, okay,
It's
like
very cool.
I'm not popping up, staying here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the multiplayer is an awesome change of pace. It's really, really good, and that's like for me, that's the selling point of the game. Like that's what I would go out and like. If I could just buy the multiplayer disc, I would just rather that.
I do think it's a little bare bones though. Like the game modes don't do anything revolutionary. The maps kind of suck. You can't customize your guy. Those are minor complaints though. You can customize the guns a lot. We didn't go over that. That's in multiplayer and single player. The gunsmith.
Gunsmith is a really interesting take on gun customization. When they were first showing it like in gameplay videos way back, I thought it was going to be a lot more like crazy than it actually was, because like the gun pops up, it's like the gun comes apart and then it shows all the pieces, and I like when I first saw videos of it I was really like overwhelmed. I was like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to do that. I don't know.
You customize every piece of the gun.
Everything, but it goes along with what we've been saying, how it's very simple.
There's enough explanation,
Exactly.
so you know what changing gets.
I mean,
you.
like, I don't know, like, well, I do know, but I don't know if anyone knows what a gas barrel is, or like there's different types of triggers. they have,
rail
like,
slides and chambers.
you
and
know,
stuff.
but they make it where it looks complex, but it's actually very simple, and it's just
it's deep enough to be rewarding and pretty fun though.
yeah, definitely. Like once you unlock all these pieces in single player and multiplayer, you can have you could make your gun. It's like the perfect gun between I got the semi-auto trigger. Well, you have the full auto, and I have cool camouflage. I have the Rainbow Six camouflage.
Yeah.
Or you have
Purple camouflage.
the purple camouflage, and the gun customization. Like I said, it's really cool. It looks really like overwhelming. It's actually it's made pretty simple. The gunsmith and the rest of the game, whether it be single player or multiplayer, just gives me this feeling of awesomeness, where I'm awesome. Like I am an awesome soldier. Like,
You are the future soldier.
I am the future soldier.
I still think it's a bit of a mixed bag overall in terms of quality. The multiplayer is good. I don't think it's going to last forever. And the single player is kind of like, meh, but it's fun to play.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
That's what matters.
The multiplayer would definitely keep me busy for a good amount of time, but not.
I'll say this. It's
Forever.
it's probably not on a lot of people's radars, but maybe it should be because it's not bad.
It's definitely worth picking up if you're looking for a change of pace in a multiplayer game.
So let us know what you think of Ghost Recon Future Soldier in the comments. If you're playing it, what's your favorite part? Are you playing multiplayer? I don't know. So that's pretty much it.
Tag is secure. Standing by for extract.